This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
The time right now is 4:27 here on our Wednesday. We want to thank you for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with a story that could happen to anyone. Your house catches fire, you call 911, but then you wait. And you continue to wait for first responders to show up, and it takes almost half an hour for them to do so.
Yeah, the call there that they made to dispatch transferred several times. It's because where their house is, it's in an area between 3 different counties, so there was some confusion as to who's answering this call, whose jurisdiction this is.
Who's responsible for taking care of this fire.
Luckily the people got out, but as you can see here, the house, a total loss for this family, absolutely devastating. So we're going to be looking into this issue and what folks in this community and other communities like this can do if you're not directly in the city, in a township area, if you're kind of in between spots, because no one wants that to happen when you're calling for help.
We also are looking into Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Our Kelsey Anderson is looking at what schools are doing to address this issue. We often hear about, teens dating and having the conversation about the birds and the bees and things like that, but they never talk to you about what to do maybe if your partner is being aggressive and you're only in high school.
Yeah, and so she actually is citing a study that Ball State did saying that schools aren't prepared or don't have a plan in place to deal with teen dating violence. So we're going to bring that issue up and look at what you can do and what some advocates are saying this morning. Right now, we do want to take a turn to our forecast as you're stepping out the door today. It's pretty chilly out there. It's a bit of a change, Alyssa.
Yeah, so yesterday we were starting pretty warm in the morning. Those temperatures yesterday to start were in the 40s. Some spots started in the 50s yesterday. Today we are going to start in the 20s, so it feels a little bit more like winter, which it still is, and we are going to see those temperatures climbing just into the mid-30s today. It's going to feel a little chilly outside because we have this northwesterly wind. Now the good news is we are going to see sunshine really throughout our day, maybe a few passing clouds this afternoon, but for the most part it's going to be a sunny, beautiful day with just a bit of a chill in the air, and we are going to continue to see those cooler temperatures catch up to us over the next couple days. It's going to be cold, but we are going to stick with that sunshine and dry conditions, and that's going to stick with us until Sunday. So we have a nice streak of dry weather, just a little chilly weather.
All right, Alyssa, thank you.
Well, in Hiring Hoosiers, we're taking another look at what the organization in Mac through Purdue is doing to connect students with careers in manufacturing. So we're going to head over to Dayton Elementary School. This is in Lafayette, and see how they're putting these innovation studios inside their own school building. This is providing some really unique STEM learning and getting students engaged. We'll have that story plus news, weather, and traffic right here in Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30, after a family's Madison County home was completely destroyed by a fire, concerns are being raised over response times. What area fire departments say they're doing to improve the confusion with emergency dispatch.
After nearly a century, a popular Indiana attraction is closing. Why the owners of Indiana Beach and Boardwalk decided to shut that park down.
And many teachers across the country use their own money to buy supplies for their classrooms. What one local community is doing to help make sure teachers have everything they need. 4:30 here on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan is with us this morning, breaking down our forecast. A chilly start to our Wednesday.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the good news is we are going to see some sunshine today. We had a bit of a gloomy day yesterday. Started warm yesterday, and we're sort of going to start about 20 degrees cooler across the area this morning. So you are going to definitely notice a change when you step out today. 24 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 25 in Martinsville. So temperatures starting in the 20s across the area. We're not going to warm too much as we head into the morning hours. Those warmer temperatures will come in the afternoon just as we see more sunshine. What's going on right now is we had that system that brought us some rain showers yesterday. That's moved off to the east, and then we are seeing this high pressure building in right now, and that's going to stick with us over the next couple days. What that's going to do is continue to bring us some clear skies. So we're starting clear this morning. As we head into the afternoon, we'll see just maybe a few clouds filter through, and we are going to see mostly sunny skies though throughout. So it's going to be a nice day, but a chilly day with those temperatures only climbing into the mid and upper 30s with a light northwesterly wind. That's going to help make it feel a little bit chillier outside. The good news is we are dry until the weekend. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
Alyssa, thanks. We're keeping a close eye on traffic as you're heading out the door this morning. Here is a look right now at I-70 Rural Street and Keystone Avenue over on the near east side of town. Traffic here, as you can see, is moving along up to speed. That is great news. So we do want to take another live look this morning. This is up in the dogleg, I-65 and I-865. Traffic here is moving along up to speed. As you can see, we do have some flashing lights off at a distance, but it's not slowing down your commute, and that is great news as you're heading out the door this Wednesday. It is 4:32. Fire departments are making some changes after this house fire up in Madison County raised concerns about emergency response times.
It happened Saturday in the Summer Lake community. A family of 4 inside the home was able to evacuate safely. That neighborhood sits in the corners of Hamilton, Hancock, and Madison counties, which can lead to confusion when it comes to emergency response times. The family says they called 911 at 12:08 a.m. According to Madison County, that call initiated a response time at 12:14 a.m. Because Green Township has a contract with Vernon Township in Hancock County for emergency services, the call was transferred to them. The family says their call was transferred to a total of 3 times and at one point was disconnected from dispatchers. Neighbors say by the time crews arrived, the house was destroyed.
Then I get up and the firefighters had nothing they could do. They stood back. They broke the fire hydrants open as quick as they could, but they stood back and let it burn the rest of the way because what else can they do? I respect the fire department. I respect the police department. They tried, but they bounced them around instead of having the absolute closest people here.
Vernon Township tells RTV6 they acknowledge there is an issue and they are working to address it. Green Township leaders are also discussing possible ways to improve. They say the community should consider building its own fire station.
Well, the community is stepping up to help that family who lost everything in that house fire. At the Pendleton Heights High School boys basketball game last night, students collected donations for the Simons family. The night took an emotional turn at halftime when Steve Simons, who escaped that burning home with his wife and 2 kids, thanked the crowd.
What this community has done for my family and the support that we have received, we will never be able to properly thank.
Well, student organizers say they've raised more than $15,000. Glad they're getting a little bit of help in that situation.
Police are still investigating what led up to a violent crash and possible shooting that left 1 person dead and another hurt. IMPD says officers in the area heard multiple gunshots and the crash. 4 cars in total were involved in the crash at 30th and Lafayette Road Tuesday morning. 1 woman was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound but later died. Another person was injured and transported in serious condition. We talked to a man who witnessed the crash. He says the driver of the damaged blue car somehow walked away after being slammed into from behind while sitting at the light.
And all of a sudden, the Camaro came shooting all the way down the street at least 90 miles per hour and hit the car and spent it 3 times, and that's when it hit the Altima.
Police have not named any suspects in this shooting, but they do believe this incident was isolated and directed. IMPD is asking for anyone with information to contact them.
Carmel police officer will serve a year probation after pleading guilty to driving drunk. Brian Hood reached a plea agreement with Hamilton County prosecutors. He must complete drug and alcohol evaluation and attend a victim impact panel. If Hood doesn't complete the requirements, he could serve up to a year behind bars. Hood is still employed with Carmel police and has been on administrative leave since his September arrest. However, termination proceedings are underway.
A proposal banning drivers from using their cell phones on Indiana roads is moving forward in the State House. This afternoon, a Senate committee advanced a bill, yesterday afternoon that is, The Senate committee advanced a bill to make it illegal to hold and use your phone while driving. You could still use Bluetooth or hands-free technology. A similar bill has passed the House. At the beginning of the year, Governor Eric Holcomb said passing such a law is a top priority on his agenda. The proposal will now head to the full Senate. And lawmakers will be out for blood at the State House today. Blood donations, that is. The 12th annual Red Cross Indiana State House Donor Challenge goes from 9 to 4 in the South Atrium. The goal is to collect 100 blood donations.
It is 4:36. After nearly 100 years in business, this popular Indiana attraction is closing down. The California-based company that owns Indiana Beach here that sits on Lake Schaefer announced that it's shutting down this park. Randy Mitchell is the president of the White County Economic Organization. Tells RTV6 the news is unexpected. He thought business had been improving at the park. It was given a facelift back in 2016 with new lights, signs, and a roller coaster. Apex Parks Group said that the decision was driven by finances and plans to sell as many rides as possible, including the roller coasters you see here. This is a big blow to the White County economy, Mitchell says. Indiana Beach employs about 900 workers during the summer months.
There's a new program in Anderson working to help teachers with classroom supplies. The U.S. Department of Education says 94% of public school teachers spend their own money on school supplies. Anderson Community Schools Education Foundation created Classroom Closet to help change that. The school supply closet is just for teachers and hopes to give them one less thing to worry about.
I have so many friends in this district, and they work so hard. And in every district, teachers work hard. And it's always a challenge.
Classroom Closet is possible thanks to a $3,000 donation from the Madison County Credit Union.
It is 4:38. Winning on the road is hard, but Purdue almost pulled it off on their latest Big Ten matchup at Wisconsin. The Boilermakers were within 3.5, but at the half, they were down 13 minutes with 10 minutes left in the game. Purdue chipped away to make it a one-possession game in the final minutes, but it came down to free throws. The Badgers scored their last 12 points, all from the line without missing any attempts. Purdue lost with the final score 69-65. This is the Boilermakers' third loss in a row. They face Michigan next on Saturday.
And former Purdue quarterback Drew Brees says he wants to come back for another season in the NFL. The 41-year-old announced on Instagram that he plans to play next year for the New Orleans Saints, saying, "Let's make another run at it." It would be his 20th NFL season and 15th with the Saints. Brees is now working to reach a deal for a new contract.
As voting in Nevada begins, Democratic presidential candidates are set to face off in Las Vegas. Coming up, the claims being made about one candidate for overstating support for his campaign.
And after recent issues, Amazon is upgrading security on its Ring doorbell cameras. Still ahead, the new information needed to log into the device starting this week. Alyssa.
And we have a chilly start to our day. The good news is there's some sunshine in the forecast, but colder temps are on the way. I'll break down the details coming up.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Welcome back. The time right now, 4:42. Here's a live look right now at the south split. You can see our camera bouncing around a little bit in the breeze here downtown, but traffic is moving along up to speed. No major issues to slow you down.
A high-stakes presidential debate will be held on the Las Vegas Strip tonight. This will be Michael Bloomberg's first time facing off against his Democratic rivals.
Well, it also comes as questions are being raised about whether one candidate is overstating the number of minorities supporting his campaign. ABC's Kimberly Brooks has the latest.
This morning, Michael Bloomberg is hours away from his first debate as a presidential candidate, and his rivals are taking aim at the billionaire businessman.
The working people of this country are tired of a corrupt political system in which billionaires think they can buy elections.
Bloomberg has spent an unprecedented $381 million on political ads so far. And now his campaign has announced if elected president, Bloomberg will immediately put his company into a blind trust and sell it.
Do you think he's buying the race, or do you think he's just trying to beat Donald Trump?
No, he's definitely trying to buy the race. But here's the thing. It's not that simple. You have to actually be willing to look voters in the eye, to take questions. At some point, you've got to be ready to be challenged.
Tonight's debate in Las Vegas comes 3 days before Nevada's caucuses, where many of the candidates will face their first test with minority voters, including Pete Buttigieg, who's under new scrutiny this morning.
Nevada is going to make history.
In several cases reviewed by ABC News, the Buttigieg campaign overstated its support among minority leaders, with people identified as supporters later saying their interactions had either been misunderstood or misconstrued. Campaign officials deny any attempts to overstate Buttigieg's support. In the meantime, the Trump campaign is taking out a full-page newspaper ad in today's Las Vegas Review-Journal with the words, "Democrats will kill Nevada jobs," in big red letters. Kimberly Brooks, ABC News, New York.
Pete Buttigieg maintained his narrow lead in Iowa after a request for the results to be recanvassed. Iowa State Democratic Party said that more than 100 caucus precincts have ended their review of the votes. Buttigieg is still leading Bernie Sanders, but it did shrink to less than 1/100th of a percentage point. However, it does not impact the national delegate count. Buttigieg will still be awarded the 14 delegates from Iowa, while Sanders will receive 12. Sanders' campaign says it now plans to formally request a recount of several precincts.
After recent scandals, Amazon says it's upgrading its Ring doorbell security cameras by changing the way you log into your account. Starting this week, Ring users will have to enter a 6-digit code whenever they want to see their indoor and outdoor cameras. You will either get that code by text or email. The Ring video doorbell will also have new options for controlling when data is shared with other companies.
Well, SpaceX says it'll be ready to send thrill seekers into space as soon as next year. They signed a deal that would send 4 people aboard its Crew Dragon spacecraft. The passengers would have to squeeze into a spaceship that's just 13 feet across. They would then spend 5 days in space. There's no official word on what the trip would cost, but a spokesman said it should be along the lines of previous flights, which ran into the tens of millions of dollars. Back here at home, we got to get a check of our forecast, and it's going to be a lot chillier as you step out the door than yesterday.
Yeah, so a big change as you step outside today versus what we felt yesterday. About a 25-degree dip with our temperatures between yesterday morning and this morning. That's because yesterday we were above average. We're starting in the low 50s in some locations, and today we are starting in the 20s across the area. We're at 24 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 26 up in Peru and Tipton, 29 in Muncie. That is our warm spot on the map as we start our day. Feels a little bit colder than that as you step outside, and that's because we do have a northwesterly wind coming, and that is giving us just a little chillier air, and so it's feeling more like the teens right around Indianapolis this morning. So it's going to be a morning that you want to grab that warmer jacket. So we had that cold front move through yesterday and that rain along with it, so now we are left with that cooler air in place. High pressure is going to continue to build in throughout our day and throughout our long-term forecast, and that's going to continue to bring us clear skies today and sunny skies for the next couple days. However, it's also going to help keep us very dry and cool as we see some Arctic air settle in. So this morning we're starting with clear skies on our satellite and radar, and it's going to stay that way throughout much of our day. By the noon hour, those temperatures will climb into the mid-30s, and then we'll stay just in the upper 30s this afternoon. So just a little bit below average, but we are going to see a little bit of warming because of that sunshine that we're expecting. Overnight tonight, a little bit more cloud coverage, and then we are going to start tomorrow morning pretty clear and chilly as that Arctic air continues to settle in. So by tomorrow morning, those wind chill readings that I just showed you are actually going to be our temperature readings. So as we head into the morning tomorrow, 16 degrees in Indianapolis, a much chillier start. Thursday will be our coldest day in the forecast before we start to recover as we head towards the weekend. By Saturday, we are back into the 40s. That's going to be our best day on the weekend forecast with sunny skies, those above average temperatures. And then on Sunday, we're going to start dry in the morning, and then we'll start to see those clouds increase throughout the day, and then a chance of showers, possibly some snow mixed in there as well Sunday, and that's going to start us off with our week of some wet weather. Today, though, we're starting clear this morning with just a little bit of cloud coverage expected here and there throughout the day, but sunshine is going to prevail. Those highs will be into the mid and upper 30s, so just a smidge below average, but it's going to be a pretty nice day with just a little bit of a chill in the air with those winds out of the northwest. Tomorrow, our coldest day in the forecast as that Arctic air settles in. Temperatures will start your Thursday morning in the teens. Highs will only climb into the low 30s, if even that, and then we are warming up just in time for the weekend.
Alyssa, thanks. Let's take a look right now at traffic this morning. This is on the northwest side, I-65 here at 56th Street. Traffic is moving along smoothly, both northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down. So take a look here at our traffic now map. Let's plan out your commute here. Coming in on the west west side, eastbound I-70 from Ronald Reagan Parkway to I-65, the south split. A quick 12-minute drive that's traveling up to speed. So let's take another look right now. This one's over on the northeast side of town, I-465, a little south of the area of 82nd Street. You can see traffic here is traveling up to speed at this early hour. Of course, we'll continue to keep our eyes on your roads.
Thousands of fans received emails overnight letting them know if they had a chance to buy tickets to the celebration of life for Kobe and Gianna Bryant. The event is scheduled for Monday at the Los Angeles Staples Center. Tickets were distributed by Ticketmaster. If there are still open seats, they will be available to the public later today. Prices range from $24.02 to $224. The Bryants were buried earlier this month at a California cemetery.
After being diagnosed with Parkinson's, rock singer Ozzy Osbourne is canceling his North American summer tour dates. Osbourne said in a statement that he will go on to Europe for treatment and then spend time recovering from his health issues. If you bought tickets to the No More Tours 2, you will get a refund. Ticket holders will also get first dibs on tickets for Osbourne's next tour.
It might only be February, but the White House Historical Association is already looking forward to Christmas. They unveiled their official 2020 White House Christmas ornament honoring President John F. Kennedy. The front features Kennedy's posthumous official White House portrait from 1970. The back shows the date he was in office, 1961 to 1963. There's also a quote by First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy saying the White House belongs to the American people. It costs about $25 and is being sold online at the White House History Shop.
A sweet gesture from a school resource officer made one little girl's night. After the break, what he did to make sure she wasn't left out of the daddy-daughter dance.
And Valentine's Day was on Friday, and relationships were on a lot of people's minds. New at 5, we're taking a closer look at teen dating violence and what local schools are doing to combat the issue. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, day 2 of jury deliberations in the Harvey Weinstein rape trial. Yesterday, the jury was out just over 5 hours. They're back to work today. And as always, a verdict can happen at any moment. You've got the judge and the attorneys waiting in the courtroom, so make sure you're locking it into Court TV today, because if that jury says they've reached a verdict, we'll report it to you sooner than anyone. As soon as things happen inside the courtroom, our reporters jump outside and let you know what is taking place. So day 2 jury deliberations and the Weinstein rape trial today on Court TV.
And don't forget, you can watch Court TV live right on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. It is 4:51. We'll be right back.
La Quinta, tomorrow you triumph.
Welcome back. It is 4:55. Here's a live look at I-465 and Arlington Avenue on the southeast side. Traffic's moving along up to speed, both eastbound and westbound. No delays to slow you down.
An 8-year-old girl from Arkansas had a night to remember after her school resource officer stepped in to take her to a father-daughter dance. Avi Cox is a 2nd grader, and her dad recently passed away during the holidays. She said she always wanted to go to the dance, but didn't think she would be able to. That's when Corporal Nick Harvey came in to help. He says he reached out to her mother before formally asking Avi to the dance. After she said yes, they coordinated outfits, rode in a limo, took pictures, and had fun on the dance floor.
It meant a lot because I actually got to go and see all my friends there, and then get to go with him and have a lot of fun.
Corporal Harvey has 3 daughters, but they've all aged out of the daddy-daughter dance. He says he looks forward to going to many more with his new friend, Avi.
Oh,
that is so sweet. Look at them practicing their moves.
They've
what a
got some
great
good
relationship
moves.
there.
What a nice guy. And he's a pro girl dad, it sounds like. So
yes,
he knows
absolutely.
What to do.
He knows all you got to bring out the limo and all that. Yeah, all the stops. All right, Alyssa, and we are bringing out the sunshine finally.
Yes, it's time for the sun, and it is here. We are going to start a little chilly this morning. Temperatures will start in the 20s, so those 50-degree starts that we saw yesterday are a thing of the past. 37 for our high today. We'll see sunshine throughout our Wednesday, and then we'll start a little cooler for your Thursday with those temperatures in the teens tomorrow morning, so you'll definitely have to bundle up. Partly cloudy skies for your Thursday. That's going to be our chilliest day in the forecast, and will continue a warming trend into the weekend. Our next chance of precipitation comes in on Sunday.